dear children, welcome to the online science class. So my dear children, how are you all? I hope you are fine and you are safe. So have you all completed copying notes in your notebook? Yes. Okay. So my dear children, only one student or two students are attending the Zoom interaction class. What about the others? Please try to attend the Zoom interaction class. In the Zoom interaction class only, we can discuss your doubts. Okay. So please attend the class. Okay, so in the previous class we have started a new chapter, right? So what's the topic of the chapter? Soil and crops. In that we have learned about the soil, importance of soil, how the soil is formed, right? Then next we have learned about the layers of soil. So what are the layers of soil? Topsoil, subsoil and bedrock, right? Topsoil, subsoil and bedrock. Then what are the types of soil? Clayey soil, sandy soil, loamy soil and slits, right? So finally we have learned about the soil erosion. So today we are going to learn the remaining part, and the next topic is soil conservation. Okay, so protection of soil from erosion is known as soil conservation. Put a line in your textbook. So how protecting the soil from erosion is called soil conservation. Okay, so it takes a long time for the soil to form, right? So it takes a long time to form, but it takes less time to erode. Okay, so natural force such as rain, wind, flood, okay, it causes soil erosion. So it is very difficult to control that natural forces, but we should take some steps to prevent that soil erosion. So some methods are given. Okay, so we can conserve soil by planting some trees, okay, large number of trees. This is called afforestation. So what is this called? Afforestation. We can conserve the soil by planting large number of trees, that is called afforestation. Okay, this method is very effective in protecting the soil from erosion. Okay, then grasses, tree, bushes can be grown. We can grow grasses, tree, bushes in the open land to prevent the soil erosion, because they help to hold the soil and this prevent the soil erosion. Okay, then cutting steps in the hill slopes or terrace also help too. Okay, we can cut some steps in the hill slope or terrace, which helps them to slow down the flow of water. Some like steps we can make the hill slides, we can make the step. Okay, so this will help them to slow the flow of the water. Okay, so the soil carried by the water from one step to other step, some soil will deposit on the one step, next step the some water will flow, and the next remaining soil will deposit on the other step. So this will cause some deposition of soil. Okay, that is called terrace forming. Okay, that is called terrace forming. Take a mountain. Okay, it is like a slide, right? We should put some step in that, step. Okay, we can put a farm in that, like they are growing some tea, coffee beans, right? We should form it in a stepwise manner, so the water flow will be low. If the soil eroded from the top of the mountain will reach that terrace, right? So first step, some soil will be deposited and they flow in the second step. In that, some soil will be deposited. In the third step, some soil will be deposited. Finally, all the soil will be deposited and it will be safe. It will not be eroded. That is called terrace forming. Okay, do you understand? Okay, then the next one is improving. See, this is the terrace farming, right? See, it is a hill, right? It is a hill. They made a stepwise manner. So the from the first step, the water will be flowed and the soil is deposited. Like that only they preferring terrace farming for the soil erosion. Then improving the fertility of the soil. Okay, fertility means nutrient rich. Okay, so soil fertility is the ability of the soil to support the, okay, soil fertility means it's the ability of the soil to help the plant to grow. Okay, it helps the plant to grow. That is called the soil fertility. Okay, so it is very important to maintain the fertility of the land. Okay, so they are using land for agriculture, right? So they need to protect the fertility of the soil. Okay, so we get food from the crops that is grown in the agriculture land, right? So soil erosion is one of the main reason that cause the soil to lose the fertility. If the soil is carried away, the fertility also becoming reduced. Okay, so various methods are employed to improve the fertility of the soil. Okay, to improve the fertility of the soil, various methods are followed. So some of them are given below, we will discuss it. Okay, first one, crop rotation. Okay, so crop rotation means we can grow different types of crops in the same area. Okay, in the different season. If you put maize in one season, means in the next season we can put wheat. Okay, in the next season we can put some grains. Okay, sorry, pulses. In the next season we can put some vegetable. In the next season we can put some fruit, and then we can cycle it. Okay, it becomes a cycle, and it will give some nutrients. Okay, it will give time to produce the nutrients in the soil. Okay, so crop rotation means practice of growing different types of crop in the same area over different season. If only one type is crop is planted in the area, the nutrient required by the plant will be completely used, right? If the rice is grown in one place, means the nutrient essential for the plant to grow is totally fed up. Okay, it is run now. We are continuing putting that. Okay, so however, growing a different kind of crop will help the land to regain its nutrient. Okay, so planting a legume rice, soya beans helps the soil to regain a nitrogen content. So if you plant soya bean in a place, it helps to regain the nitrogen in the soil. Okay, the next one is irrigation of crops. Okay, irrigation of crops. So plant need water to grow, right? So water influences different processes. Okay, water influence different processes. So photosynthesis, respiration, right? So this happen due to water. So the growth of the plant, the amount of crop, okay, the growth of the plant and the amount of crop harvested is affected by the availability of the water. Okay, so it is totally, it depends upon the availability of the water. Okay, so irrigation means it's an artificial method. Okay, so watering the soil. Okay, so it helps to sustain the plant growth. Okay, so irrigation means it's the practice of supplying the water through the particular land through pipe or channel. Okay, so nowadays there is a drop irrigation, then flush irrigation, so many types of irrigation are there. So have you ever seen that irrigating land, they put some, first of all they put some water for the land to accumulate, then they sow the seed, then they will harvest, right? So irrigation means they are using some pipelines to put the water in the particular area. Okay, so irrigation has become necessary in our areas since because the monsoon rains are not regular, right? So nowadays the rainy season is not regular. It will rain in one season, it will be summer in another season. We can't able to find out the difference between the season, right? So it is necessary to use irrigation. Okay, so irrigation means nothing but they are using the pipeline to carry the water to the particular land which is used for agriculture. Okay, okay, then constructing dam, tank, tube well, which helps to store the water. Okay, so these was the water are used for the irrigation purpose. See, the water, the land is filled with water, this water is carried away by the irrigation wells. In the dams they are storing the water, this water are used for the irrigation purposes. Okay, do you understand up to this much? Okay, then the last topic is storage of grain, how they are storing the grains. So when the food grains are harvested, they must be stored in the proper place, right? So if not, if there is no proper storage, it will be wasted, right? So it is necessary to maintain a proper place for the storage of this grain, right? So this food grains can be destroyed by the environmental, right? The storage structure, temperature, moisture content, rainy season related. So it is necessary to find a particular place for the storage of the food grain, right? So food storage is done in the mud structure. Okay, it should be in the mud structure to modern day bins. Okay, it should be in a mud, is done in mud structure. Okay, it should be in mud structure to a modern day bins. Okay, then the containers used for food storage are made from paddy straw. Okay, paddy straw mean they farmers will use one type of storage, right? So it will be made up of paddy straw, wood, bamboo. Mostly it is made up of the tree, product of trees. Okay, grain. Okay, bamboo, reeds, mud bricks. Okay, mud bricks also they can use, but mostly they use palm leaf, and they use some paddy straw, wood, bamboo for their storage what we can say is storage racks. Okay, then grain can be stored indoor or outdoor or underground. Okay, then PAU bin, Pusa bin and Hapakutika are method. Okay, there are three methods of storing the smaller amount of grain: PAU bin, PUSA, Pusa bin and Hapurtika. These are the three methods of storing the small amount of the grain is very small. They are using these three methods for storing the grains. Okay, in some countries cylindrical tower like structure, okay, cylindrical tower like structure called silos. Okay, it is called silos. They are used to store the grains such as wheat. Okay, so in some country they are using, now in our country also in some places they are using the silos for storing the grain. But before an year they used to carry the grains in the wheat paddy straw, and they kept it in the inside the home. They put a separate place for the storage of grain. In that place they store the grains. Okay, where it is fully covered with paddy straw, bamboo sticks, some wood material. Okay, so where they are storing the grains. Okay, so I think you have understood the lesson. So we can recall what are the topics we have learned. So what's the topic of the lesson? Soil and crops. Okay, so first we have learned about the layers of the soil. So what are the three layers of the soil? Topsoil, subsoil and bedrock, right? Then the three types of what are the types of soil? Silt, sandy soil, loamy soil and clay soil, right? Then we have learned about the soil conservation, how we can conserve the soil erosion, rainwater, strong winds, overgrazing and plugging. So these are the causes for the soil erosion. Then finally we have learned about the soil conservation, afforestation, terrace forming, crop rotation and irrigation. Finally we have learned about how we can store the grains, right? So I will send the notes today. Copy it in your notebook. If you have any doubt, you can call me or text me before 7 o'clock. Okay, so we will meet in the next class. So my dear children, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.